What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another UFC breakdown. If you're new to these, my name is Lucas, and we're still waiting on Rohan. He's currently making his way home. So I don't think he'll be here for another 5 minutes. Oh, there he is. He's on his way back. That's good to hear. He'll be here soon. If you want a good laugh, go check out Rohan's personal YouTube. But yeah, UFC Mexico should be a really fun card, especially from a betting standpoint. Like these fights at elevation, whenever it's in Denver or Mexico, and these fighters like gas big time, it's fucking hilarious. Like I think the funniest example was Evan Elder versus who did he fight? Darius Flowers. Darius Flowers, known for being round one or bust, and after round one, the guy just died. It was the funniest thing. But yeah, here we are. Sorry, I'm just sending a link out to a few people. FBA, I'm sorry we had to keep you waiting. But here we are. Was trying to get things situated with Rohan, but he's about to be back. Shout out to everybody here. We appreciate you. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just jump right into it. Let me get this let me get the Tapology going. We'll probably do one fight and then Rohan will probably show up. Yeah. Here we go. Let's do it. I'm gonna share my screen. And I think we can see, right? Can you guys see? Are we good? We're good. We're good. We're good. Bang, boom. Let's go. First fight on the card. We have Austin Hubbard versus Markel Medeiros. I mean, this is one of the tougher fights to call. Austin Hubbard, like, he's okay. He's just going to be there for 15 minutes. I mean, the guy trains at Denver. He's got really good cardio. He trains in Denver, sorry. So, he's going to be there for 15 minutes. Here's how I think the fight's going to look. I think Markel Medeiros, I mean, if this fight was in the Apex, I think Medeiros destroys Hubbard. But I don't know. Medeiros, he does a lot of fast twitch movements, a lot of athletic movements. And at elevation, we haven't seen him tested there. So it's interesting because I think after round one, the guy's going to look minus 1,000. I feel like this is a Hubbard live spot, but it's going to be down to round two. I think Medeiros clearly wins round one. I think round two is going to be close, and I think round three is going to be Hubbard. I think he's going to take over as the fight goes on. We saw his fight against Hernandez, similar thing. That was his last one, right? I thought he won that fight, to be honest. I think I'm gonna go Medeiros though. I think he's gonna do more in that round two. Yeah, Hubbard's got the better cardio, and yeah, I'm gonna be picking a lot of cardio guys on this card, considering the elevation. But I mean, the talent is on the Medeiros side, and it's not even close. Like if Hubbard could just do one thing of martial arts like good, then I'd probably take him here. But he's just like he exists. Like he's got okay striking, okay grappling. He's just gonna be there for 15 minutes. That's literally Austin Hubbard for you. I mean, you look at his career since he's been back in the UFC. I mean, dropped a split to Hernandez, was losing, and then picked it up as Hernandez slowed down and was just there and just throwing shit. Beat Michael Figlak. I thought he lost that fight. But he should have won this fight. So I guess karma, right? Got subbed by Kurt Hollabaugh. Like that was just that was a funny fight. And then he had some fights on the Ultimate Fighter, right? Yeah, he beat Aaron McKenzie. He was horrible. And then beat Roosevelt Roberts. Actually, a solid win. It was a very close fight. I actually thought Roosevelt Roberts won. But yeah, that's besides the point. I just think it's a super close fight. It's going to go the distance. And it's who's going to do more, Medeiros early or Hubbard late. I just think I'll side with the talent doing more in the early rounds. Pretty rough to speak about Medeiros and Hubbard by myself. Anybody else in here? Anybody else drop a comment? Somebody? Hello? Please. I'm trying to wait for this guy. I guess for now we'll just move on, right? I mean, it's Hubbard Medeiros. Nobody really cares anyways. I'm excited for this one. This next fight. Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. I'm probably gonna have a good amount of money on this fight. Which is odd because if this fight was in the Apex, I probably wouldn't. But this is just one of those elevation fights that I wanna be on top of. You have a guy in Emmers who, I mean, we don't know how his cardio is gonna be at elevation, but he's shown good cardio. FBA saying, honestly, couldn't give two shits about Hubbard. Yeah, Hubbard sucks. But hey, dude, whenever these cards are at elevation, there's so many betting opportunities to hop on. So That's why I'm really looking forward to this card. It's great. I wish they did like a pay-per-view in Mexico. That would be so sick. Like if Volk versus Lopez was in Mexico, dude, I might be I might be on Volk like for my biggest bet of all time, to be honest. Yeah, but back to this fight. Yeah, I mean, I just think Emmers, the longer this fight goes on, Emmers is gonna put a fucking beating to him. It's Miranda round one or bust. Like Miranda has horrible cardio. Now we're at elevation, but he has a lot in round one. Like we saw, he submitted Shane Young. We saw he looked okay against Sharia in round one. Emmers, we don't really know where his chin's at. Also has been submitted a few times on the regionals. Once on the regionals and then once to Pat Sabatini. That was just, that's Pat Sabatini. You can't really get mad at him for that. I think that yeah, it's Miranda in 1 or Emmers 2-3. I like the fight doesn't go the distance here. I think this fight is going to finish like without a doubt. I'm probably gonna have a big bet on that. And I think Emmers does get it done. I think he escapes round 1, and as long as he does that, I mean, maybe this is, this is a big live betting kind of card. Like a really big, like if as soon as I see Emmers get out of round 1, I'm nuking. I'm nuking that shit, man. I'm taking Emmers because Miranda, man, he's never shown me any signs of good cardio. Like he had that fight against BSD. And yeah, he just faded big time. Shane Young's a fucking can, and then the Sharia fight just was done in round 2 and got knocked out. Emmers got good cardio. Again, elevation. Everyone's gonna have worse cardio. That's just how it's gonna go. But man, Miranda is going to fall off a fucking cliff, in my opinion. Look who's here. Look what the cat dragged in.
Yeah, I'm here, everybody. My apologies.
Okay, no time for catching up. We're already on the second fight, so give us a quick breakdown. I said that I don't think this fight's going the distance. Like there's no way. I think it's Miranda 1 or Emmers Lee. And yeah, as long as Emmers escapes round 1, he should get it done. But someone's getting finished here. What do you think?
Somebody's getting finished for sure. I think even Emmers could do it in round 1. To be honest with you, I think the pace of this fight is going to be crazy from the jump. I think, Pat the victory is really clear for Miranda. He's 16 wins by submission. He knows how to do that. But Emmers, man, the only thing I'm worried about is the fight IQ. He always puts himself in the position that he does not to be in for some reason. And the elevation scares me a little bit, just in the sense that, if it is a closer fight down the line, a lot going on, he might lose his head. But I think he's smart enough to just strike. And yeah, like you said, if he's able to keep this standing for the first round, he might even be able to touch the chin then. But if not, second round, third round, he's definitely live for a knockout. So Emmers is my pick. I'm very comfortable taking him. Maybe not at that price, but as a safe pick for this card, I think he's the choice here.
No, I think he's fine in a parlay, and you just hedge with Miranda round 1. I mean, if the fight gets out of round 1, like I know you say it's bad fight IQ, and I agree. He's shown that off multiple times, like in that Giga Chikadze fight. Mm-hmm. But dude, Miranda is going to die after round 1, especially like the guy already has horrible cardio. Now we're at elevation. He is going to die.
Yeah. It's going to be funny. That's going to be a factor for a lot of these fights because there's a lot of people that are pretty known for gassing out, and that could be exploited here in elevation. So it's always tough.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, we'll go back to fight 1. Just give me a really quick breakdown of this. I said, I don't know if you were tuning in, but it's a shit fight. I just think Medeiros is the way more talented fighter. I think Hubbard sucks. He's not good anywhere. But I think, man, I mean, Hubbard, the one thing he has is cardio. I think it's either I don't think there's a finish. I think it goes the distance. I think Medeiros is going to do a lot of the work in round 1. And I feel like if you like Hubbard, you take him live because after round 1, he's going to be like plus 600. I think it's who does more, Medeiros early or Hubbard late on the cards. I'm going to side Medeiros because he's more talented, but who knows with his cardio. So I'll go Medeiros decision. I'm probably going to stay away. Where the fuck did he go? Did you hear anything I just said?
I did hear what you said at the end. You said you're going Medeiros.
Not confident at all, bro. It's either way. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I didn't really love what I saw from Medeiros on the little bit of tape that I did on him, but I do think that he's the better striker in this matchup. I just worry that who's more durable, whose heart is bigger. I think that might go to Hubbard. I think we've seen him in a little bit more, tough situations and have to dig himself out. I think that could be the case here, and later again at altitude. Who really knows about Medeiros' cardio? So I'm a little on the fence about this one, but I'm going to side with Medeiros. I think just on the feet, the advantage will be enough. Maybe damage over control in the end, but I think the cleaner shots are going to come from him, and the more powerful shots. We've seen Hubbard hurt in the past, so I'm going to side with Medeiros as well. But yeah, like you, not too confident in it. But yeah, he's the pick.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about this fight. I'm staying away. It should be Medeiros, though, to be honest. Hubbard sucks ass. All right, let's move on. Third fight. Rafa Garcia, Vink Pakel. This fucking line is just so wrong. So wrong. What is that right now? Bro, Garcia minus 500 is fucking
Yeah.
like people see that he's from Mexico and think that he has good cardio, and he does have good cardio, actually. He does. But dude, he puts on insane wrestling pace. I don't care if you train at elevation or not. With that kind of style, dude, he's gonna like eventually slow down. Pachel is just gonna be there. Like he's just gonna be he's good. He's actually a good 42-year-old. Like he's just a solid fucking guy. I honestly think he's better than Austin Hubbard is right now, Big Pakel. I mean, look, I think the Garcia should be lying on like minus 200 here. Minus 500 is fucking insane. I guess I'll go Garcia, but bet Vink Pakel. Vink Pakel, yeah. FBS and Vink Pakel in 2025. Yeah, I guess I won't pick him to win, but dude, minus 500 Rafa Garcia. Who has Rafa Garcia beat? Talk to me. Clay Guida, the corpse of Clay Guida. Matashate, he's shit. This dude who was like a juicer and then went off the juice. Dude, this line is fucking nuts, in my opinion.
It is a little crazy just because, I mean, Garcia is a little unproven against guys that are known veterans, and Pichel, however you say his name, he is a veteran of the sport, been around forever. And I mean, he's as durable as it gets for his age. He's not getting finished by a lot of guys that he's fighting. I mean, lost to Madsen and Bonfim in his last two fights, but both by unanimous decision. So, I mean, I'm really not confident that Garcia is going to finish him here. And if that is the case, like you're saying, then the line is a little obscure because, if he's not getting finished, and this is a decision where Piquel can at least keep it at a distance for a little bit of the fight and get Garcia off of him, because Garcia is not really known for finishing all these guys. I mean, he's got some good finishes on his resume, but Piquel is not one that's just going to give you free takedowns. He's not going to stick his head up in the air and his chin out for you to catch. He's really, disciplined in those close quarters, and that's what I like about him here. I think this is a decision, but I have to side with what I think is going to be the higher output from Garcia, especially early, and output is going to be a big factor on this card for a lot of fights. And Piquel, somebody said it, FBA, I think, you can't pick him in 2025 to win the fight, but you can definitely pick him to put up a fight, because he has put up a fight in his last couple of losses, even when he's a big underdog, as he is again here. But yeah, Garcia is going to be my pick by unanimous decision. That's what I have down here. But I could see a unanimous or a split decision the other way, maybe. Who knows?
To be honest, I'm close to picking Piquel. I really am, because who has Garcia beat?
That's the thing, yeah. Especially recently. I mean, Bonfim in your last fight, which what was it? I mean, how long ago? I'm looking. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't long ago at all. It was about a year ago, not even a year ago. And I mean, he didn't do Bonfim things to Piquel. He was able to keep the fight pretty close. So if you're able to do that against somebody like Bonfim, then I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that against Garcia.
Dude, I like, again, like I said at the top, Garcia puts on an insane pace. He also trains at elevation, like part-time, I think. But I just, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, with that style he has, dude, even if you're training in elevation, like, he puts this just ridiculous. Like, he's going to fade. Like, I think after he's going to be, again, this is another, maybe you look at Piquel after round one. I don't know. A lot of this is a big live betting card for me because, just with cardio. Tried saying, do you think so you think cardio is going to be the big difference maker? Of course, bro. Whenever they're in Mexico or Denver, always. Shout out Blue Bean, the man. What's going on, Blue Bean? How you doing? FBS and Embers is priced way too high. I disagree. I mean, Miranda is round one or bust, and he's really not that good. But I mean, I guess you're right. I mean, Emmers does have the worst.
Emmers is just so Yeah,
He's
like,
done.
he just does the wrong things, man. The
He's
landwear
good
fight,
though. He's good. I
he
think he's
is
good.
good. When he's on, so I hope he's on here. When the striking is going for him, he's looks like a top 15 guy for sure, top 10 even, like, he's really good, so hopefully he brings it.
Yeah, I think the line's fair to be honest. Yeah, Rohan, he vanished for a sec, but he's back. Who the hell came up with these odds? Yeah, I don't know. Some of these odds I'm just questioning. This is the first one. All right, yeah, next one. What do we got? We got oh my god, where are we? Fuck. Palastri, Godinez. I mean, this is another one in which like I disagree with the odds. But like I get it because Palastri's beat absolutely nobody. She beat Corey McKenna. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Palastri might win because, dude, every time I pick Godinez, like I had Godinez beating Dern, and she just doesn't know how to fucking win fights. She just doesn't know how to win fights. She also slows down. Like after the first half of the fight, she slows down. Another fighter that trains in fucking Mexico, but for some reason, you know, where's the cardio? I don't get it. Palastri, you know what I think Palastri's on? She's on that. She's on that Brazilian juice. Because that fight against Corey McKenna, she literally just would not fuck off. Like she's gonna be in Godinez's face for all 15 minutes. I don't even fuck elevation with Palastri. She is roided to the fucking max. Not like I'm strong steroids, like EPO. So much EPO this girl's on. I'm not even joking. Like insane cardio. She is not gonna stop. She's gonna keep fucking coming forward. And Godinez is gonna look good in round one, but once she realized that she's not putting Palastri away and Palastri will not fuck off, this line is gonna look like a joke. Like Palastri plus 200. Like I just plus 205 on Bovada. Like I'm picking Palastri to win outright.
Yeah, I don't mind it. This is a tougher one because Loopy is another one that I wouldn't even consider her to have the best fight IQ. I mean, a lot of her fights, it's very clear that she should be looking to take her opponent down, and she has strong enough wrestling to be able to hold her opponent down and do work on the ground. But she just doesn't. She just doesn't do that a lot of the time. She'll be comfortable and not fall in love with her hands, but just be content to kind of just slug it out on the feet. And we know how these women's fights go when it plays out on the feet half of the time it's just 50-50 and whoever is coming forward is going to have the advantage. So I don't mind actually. I mean, I don't see a lot of holes in your breakdown there of Palastri because while she hasn't fought anybody, and that's ultimately my biggest concern, she does have really good cardio and the McKenna fight showed that. But for me, man, I think that Loopy, I mean, this is not the first time that she's fought in Mexico in front of these fans. I don't remember when the last time was, but I mean, you look at her last two losses. Darren is just one of those
It was
fighters
this
that,
fight, Elise Reed, I think.
yeah, okay. At least Reed was the okay. So I mean, that's a fight she should be winning any day of the week, but she did win it. She got it done by rear naked choke, so it's a good result to have. But then the split decision over Ricci doesn't look great on paper just because Ricci's not really shown anything. And then a loss to Verna Jandiroba. I think Jandiroba is just a better fighter, and than a lot of women in this division.
You
And
called
with
that
the
one.
yeah, absolutely. And then the Mackenzie Dern one, I don't remember what my pick was on that, but just Mackenzie is such a hard fighter to get a read on, and she has a weird, tricky style to get down. So I'm not really holding those losses against her too heavy, but I look at this matchup for her. I think Polastri really doesn't offer anything on the ground. If Loopy is putting the pressure that she needs to on Polastri in the wrestling department, I think she probably can get a decision win here because I mean I think this is going to be a decision. I don't think anybody's getting finished here. I just don't love Polastri's. I think she has solid takedown defense, but I think Loopy can get her down a few
Bro,
times.
you know the whole thing about Loopy being stupid, not knowing how to win fights, and
No,
not wrestling.
I just
Remember,
said that in the start. I mean, I'm not too.
there
I
was
mean,
this
there's a.
whole notion that she like is a good wrestler and just doesn't do it.
I know. I mean, I led with that. I understand that her fight IQ is a big problem
Horrible.
with her, but I think that with the crowd, going behind her, she wrestled in the Elise Reed fight. She wrestled in that one, and she ended up getting the submission. I think that it's a very evident path that you got to take
Completely
here. You
different.
don't want to stand and
Completely,
strike with these
completely different fighter.
Brazilians. No,
Completely. At
I
least
know that, but I feel like you should know that wrestling is the best route to victory here if you're Loopy. And I mean, if her team is smart, if she is smart, I think that she has the tools to get this job done, land a little damage on the ground if she's able to keep it there. But I do worry about the later rounds. I think it's a 29-28 either way. But I'm gonna side with Loopy. I'm gonna side with Loopy. Not confident. It's one of my least confident picks on the card, but I'm gonna side with Loopy. Just thinking that the crowd can get it through it. That's what I'm gonna say.
FBA saying Pilastri trains at 0 feet and Loopy trains at 5,000 feet. Again, like almost every fight in this card, I'm gonna bring up elevation. Dude, I don't know what the fuck is up with Loopy and her cardio. I don't get it. She just has bad cardio naturally, I guess. And Pilastri doesn't fucking matter. I think she's on PEDs, to be honest. I do. I mean, you look at that Corey McKenna fight, and you can't tell me she's not on fucking EPO or something. Insane.
I
Insane.
remember actually I do remember that fight, picking that fight, and I picked McKenna in that one, but it was whatever fight that was.
Yeah, yeah. I think Pilastri wins this fight outright. I think that line's nuts.
Yeah.
The line's nuts, regardless. It's going to be a very close decision, honestly.
I think it's a decision for sure,
without a doubt. Maybe Pilastri late. Nah, I don't think so. Godinez won't go out like that in their home country. All right, whatever. Excuse me. Let's move on. Next one. What do we got? This is a really good one. Back to the fucking elevation comments from me. Melky Costa, Christian Rodriguez. First, we got my boy TV in the chat saying the world is a better place when Brandon Moreno was winning. Damn right. I couldn't agree, but that boy Steve Nice. It's a great fight. I'm gonna get into it later because yeah, it's a great fight. Melky Costa, C-Rod. You know, before I went to tape this fight, this was like a week after Melky won his last fight against Feely, which was what, like what was that, like a month ago? It was so recent. It was UFC 312. I think 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. No, it wasn't UFC 312. It was after that. Regardless, dude, this guy's coming back on such short notice. That's besides the point. Before I checked tape, I'm like, yo, low-key, I'm going Melky Costa here. Like, he looked so fucking good against Andre Feely. But then you go and you look at the tape, and this guy has 3 minutes of cardio, and now he's at elevation, and he's going to look insane in the first 3 minutes, and then he's going to die. And then C-Rod is really good, and he's going to take over. C-Rod, I think, is a really smart fighter. I think he's really, really good. That fight against Arosa, a lot of people, I feel like why this line is as close as it is because of that Arosa fight that was at elevation, and he seemed like he just like gave up. I don't know, dude. Arosa has like an insane fucking guillotine. Insane. I don't hold it against him, man. I think C-Rod's still really good. And I think Costa, first 3-5 minutes, he's going to look insane. I'm betting Rodriguez pre, but I feel like, bro, after round one, you're going to get like plus 150 here. I love C-Rod here, honestly. I think Costa's going to die after round one. And I don't think he finishes him in round one because, if I'm not mistaken, C-Rod's never been finished. I know the level of competition. No, he got submitted once. Yeah, I guess maybe like a joke guillotine. Yeah, Costa's got a good guillotine. Bro, if Rodriguez can just Costa has no offensive wrestling. If Rodriguez just doesn't shoot a takedown in round one, he's winning the fight, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think the cardio is definitely going to play a factor here, but honestly, I just like the matchup for C-Rod. I think even if this fight wasn't at elevation, I mean, Costa, he's flashy. He's very, very fast on the feet. I love watching him. He's very entertaining. He kicks a lot. He loves to chop at those low kicks. He loves to mix it up to the body, even take it upstairs. I love his kicking game, his striking game in general. But C-Rod is smart, man, and we both were. I feel like we both have a pretty good read on C-Rod whenever he fights. Like I remember vividly both of us mentioning that there was a chance that he could get subbed by Arosa because chances are he does try to take him down, and Erosa's submission game is one of the best, honestly. He's got a lot of submissions on his record. So, like you said, that wasn't a loss that really surprised me too much. And other than that, he's handled business. I remember, Rosas coming in, we weren't sure what to expect. He made him look, like the, young fighter that he is. And then the next fight after that, he fought Cameron Simon. A lot of people were on Simon. We both, I'm pretty sure, were on Rodriguez, and he made that look pretty easy, excuse me. After that, Bulgarian, pretty easy, split decision, but it is what it is. And then a win over Bashi after the loss to Rosa. So he's beating the people he should beat. And I just think that he is a more well-rounded fighter than Costa. Yeah, you don't want to get caught in one of Costa's, submissions off his back. He does have a pretty active guard. He doesn't, just lay on his back and die. So it's something to be aware of if you're Rodriguez, but he just got caught in one of those submissions. I think he's smart enough to know not to do something like that again. And then, yeah, like later in the fight, C-Rod has shown to be a builder. And I love those guys. Like Josh Van is another one that they just get stronger as the fight goes on. And I think, first round might be a little tough, although I think he'll have a lot of success on the feet. And maybe if he doesn't put his head in a choke again. even some wrestling as well. But I think as the fight goes on, Melky gets a little tired, starts to have less takedown defense, and I just think that C-Rod will take over and win this fight. I picked him. Let me just go back and check. I think no, I picked him by decision. Yeah, C-Rod by decision is my pick. Unanimous decision, though. I really think he wins at least 2, if not 3 of these rounds here. I think it's a good stylistic matchup for him.
Yeah, I think C-Rod finishes. I think Costa's gonna die after round 1. I think he finishes him late, probably late round 2, early round 3. Maybe Costa survives. I don't know, but I think this is a great matchup. I think Costa. This is why he would at elevation. Like why? I guess people are seeing like that fight against like Beke that he subbed him in round 2, but like, dude, Costa did nothing in round 1. Like, there's a reason he didn't look tired. He did absolutely nothing. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He's so talented. Don't get me wrong. For 5 minutes, I like C-Rod. UFC Seattle was Costafilia. Thanks for reminding me. FBS and also thanks for Leon pick last week. Hey, honestly, fuck off. Okay, that was.
I'm done with Leon, man.
And why are you not acting like we didn't give Holland plus 120? Confident.
That was all you.
What else did I fucking give? Like, yeah, Holland plus 1. Thainara by sub. Like, what else did I fucking give at plus money? Any other? Okay, Herbert. I kind of got fucked on Herbert. I'm not gonna lie. I got fucked on Tomar too. Holy shit!
Oh my god! Oh my god! That was the worst fight I've ever seen in my life. What was she doing?
Her out, bro.
What was she doing, bro?
All she had put herself on the armbar.
Oh my god! I couldn't
believe that. I hate to bring race into this, but your people.
They're really they're not the fighters. It's proven at this point. Indian people are not fighters. Anshul Jubilee, they tried it out. It's not working. Puja Tomar. I don't think it's gonna work. So, man, that was really bad. That was
Tybura hit though.
Tybura did hit. That was a good pick, and I thought I don't know. That was a close one too. A lot of people said I don't know. Weird card, bro. Fuck that card.
We just picked Lachlan. I didn't bet Lachlan, but we picked him, and
we did pick him. We did.
He won that fight. He won 1-3.
Yeah.
1-3. All right, let's move on. Next one. I like C-Rod. You're big time. Did you see the reel I did about this fight?
I mean, yeah, this is such a meme fight, but every fight that Medina is a meme fight, bro.
This is Ateba Gautier versus Jose Medina. First of all, let me say, if this fight was in the Apex, Gautier is demolishing this dude in 2 minutes. Like he's destroying him. It's just so funny because Jose Medina is so bad, but like he actually has a 10% chance of winning this fight because Gautier is so fucking jacked and has so much muscle that there's a chance he just dies after round 1. And Medina's also like tough. All he has is just durability. That's Jose Medina. I don't know. I still feel like Gautier wins though. I mean, I feel like this dude is just that Contender Series fight. Like fuck. Fuck. Literally the middleweight Ngannou. Like this guy is just scary as shit. 22 as well. My fucking god, bro. His build for 20. No, he is not, bro. He's like 30. He's 30. Yeah. He's got to be 30. Yeah, I think Gautier's gonna win, just despite the cardio concerns, just because I think Medina's that bad. Like if Medina could do one martial art good, kind of like Hubbard, but I'm sorry, I don't even want to put Hubbard in that in the same fucking conversation as Medina because Medina is generationally fucking bad. I think that Gautier, even when he's like, if this fight somehow gets around 3, he's still gonna be hurting Medina to the body because fuck, Medina is so bad. And like you look at the line, you look at minus 425 Gautier, and you're like, okay, if he doesn't kill him after round 1, Medina's live. What the fuck is that line? But dude, Medina is so fucking bad. He has no offense. No offense. I'm going Medina. FPS saying this is not middleweight Ngannou. I mean, obviously, but like, dude, he's from Cameroon and he's fucking jacked and he hits like a fucking truck. Kind of like middleweight Ngannou. Yeah, that Musasa fight. I don't want to talk about that. Actually, I do because I hit Vera plus 1200 sub. That was sick. Gautier, I think, is gonna shit on him.
Yeah, he should, but he should. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for him not to. But this is a guy that's never been knocked out, fighting in front of fans that are probably going to cheer him on. But he shouldn't be in the UFC. I mean, he just shouldn't be in the UFC. He got into the UFC off of a unanimous decision loss. So I mean, that really
That was
tells you
the
all you need to
worst
know.
signing of all time.
It just tells you all you need to know about him. And if Gautier doesn't win this fight, then he don't deserve to be in the UFC either. So, I mean, he's got really I'm expecting a round 1 knockout. I mean, he is I don't even mind the Francis comparison because if you look at his tape, I mean, the guy swings like crazy. I mean, he'll even swing his kicks up there and they just look like he does not really know what he's doing, but he's looking to, take your head off. So, this guy is going to, swing with everything he's got from the first horn, and I just think he has to knock him out, man. Because oh my god, we don't know anything about his cardio really, but if this somehow gets dragged out to the middle of the second round, and then he starts to, oh my gosh, man. But like you said, Medina really doesn't have offense. We haven't seen him hurt anybody. We haven't seen him, rock anybody, stun anybody. He's not. He doesn't have a lot of versatility to his striking. I mean, there's nothing really special about him at all. So this should be Gautier very, very easily. And if it's not, then there's some problems. But yeah, he's gonna be my pick. Round 1 knockout as well. Round 1 knockout.
Yeah, probably. I think if he just like cocks back and just hits him with a body shot one time, Medina might he might die. Yeah, this is probably the funniest fight in UFC history. Yeah,
it's up there for sure. This is a joke, man.
It's hilarious. Yeah,
one of these fights every 2 cards at this point. There's one of these meme fights. So,
bro, if Medina somehow escapes round 1 and this fight gets to like round 3,
that's what I'm saying. Can't you see some chance where he's
no, I can't, because even in round 3, Gautier's gonna be
I don't know, man.
Fucking elevation, and then he's go under the body. Medina's go, and then he's gonna go smiling and emoting, bro. Will the judges count emotes as strikes?
I don't know. I hope not. But you never know with the judges, bro. You never know. They see Medina coming forward late, not throwing anything.
Crowd's gonna be going crazy.
This crowd will be going crazy. If he even survives 1 round, this crowd is gonna be going crazy because Gautier will not stop coming forward. So, my God,
I'm gonna be glued to my screen for this fight, bro. It's gonna be hilarious. All right, let's move on. Fucking too much time on that fight. Edgar Chairez, CJ Vergara. Honestly, this is like, I don't know. I don't have the Chairez should win, but I still don't have the best read on it. Chairez is interesting, like where I don't know about his cardio. Again, another guy that trains in Mexico, kind of like Loopy, but I don't really know about his cardio. I mean, he was there with Van. I mean, I guess he kind of faded against Van, but that's because Van puts a fucking insane pace on. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chairez. He looked really good against Van. Like, even though he hurt him multiple times, even though he lost and he got hurt badly and almost finished. They both almost got finished. Like, he fucking went to war. He has a really good sub game too. Like, I know he submitted Daniel Lacerda, but that fucking sub was clean. Their whole fucking debacle was hilarious.
The standing guillotine. Are we talking about the standing guillotine or the second one?
The second one. The second one was sick.
Because he did it twice, bro. He should have had the first one too. Oh my gosh.
That was the funniest like series of fights ever, bro.
I know.
Perez and Daniel Lacerda actually put up a tough fight, or didn't get finished by Tyra. Kind of impressive. And then fought Clayton Carpenter, looked okay. Yeah, I mean, he should win this fight. I don't think Vergara's, both these guys are going to be, I'm not really worried about the cardio for both these guys. Vergara puts on a pace, but not like a pace with offense like Joshua Van. So I think Chairez should be fine. I think he'll win.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about I mean, I do think for that first round, it's going to be the most competitive round. Vergara does come forward a lot. He throws a lot of kicks, likes to mix it up to the body. He has a good striking game, but he doesn't have a lot of power. That's the thing about him. Like, he's not really threatening anybody with his hands. I mean, he does have 7 knockout wins, but not over UFC really material. So I'm not worried about Chairez getting hurt. I think he's going to keep this fight wherever he wants. To be honest, I think he can dictate the pace later. I think he can dictate the distance of this fight easily. He's the longer guy. He's got the rangier weapons. I mean, he uses his strikes and his distance management very well. And in the pocket, he's not afraid to let an elbow loose. He's not afraid to go in and chase a standing guillotine like we've seen. I mean, he knows how to maneuver himself in tight quarters. And I think that, way more ways to win this fight ultimately. And that's why you have to side with Chairez, because the only way I see Vergara winning this fight is by, a close split decision, or maybe he wins one round decisively with some wrestling. But I really don't even think he has success in that department. I really think Chairez is better pretty much everywhere. With the crowd behind him, he is one of their guys, trains there, like you said. Yeah, but I just think way more ways to win this fight. And I like his submission game as well. I don't mind him by submission. I'm always leaving the Tapology picks because I got my Tapology picks up now, and then I'm making my second prediction on the spot. But what did I officially choose? I chose Chairez by round 2 submission. That's my pick. Yes.
I mean, the one thing about Vergara is he's just like insanely durable, but he's gotten subbed twice actually. Tyra. Oh yeah, no, I think he could probably get subbed. He could probably get subbed here.
Yeah.
I don't know if the fight hits the mat. I don't know. We'll see. It's not like I don't know if he'll shoot takedowns. If he is an idiot and shoots a takedown,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could see him winning this fight by knockout. I could see him cruising to a decision. Chairez.
Oh, okay.
I could see him winning this fight any way he wants, to be honest. But I think he's better. I think he's a better fighter.
Yeah, I like Chairez. I agree. Let's move on. Next fight. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Borges. This is another one in which before I was looking at the tape, I was like, Rodriguez should win. Because we've seen Borjas slow down. But man, I'm talking about Joshua Van a lot here, but like Borjas slowed down in the Van fight because he was fighting Joshua Van, who puts on an insane pace. Before that, he looked fucking really good. He looked really good. Like really good. He like dropped Josh Van, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He looked good. Lazy Boy's a fucking punching bag, dude. I mean, this is just an insane step down in competition from Van and Costa to Lazy Boy. I think Borges will beat up. I don't see how Rodriguez wins. He's going to look really good in round 3. First 2 rounds, I think, is going to go to Borges, clearly. I just don't see how Lazy Boy wins outside of maybe if somehow Borges dies in round 3. Here's the thing, folks. Peru is also at altitude. Like, I think the altitude might even be higher than Mexico. I think Peru's worse, honestly. So, yeah, I think Borges is going to win. I think he's the much better fighter. And looking at the cardio, I don't think Rodriguez puts like an offensive pace like Josh Van does. Crazy how Josh Van has so much to do with predicting these fights. But yeah, I like Borges plus money. Like FBA saying, we must not forget that Lazy Boy was knocked out by Ode fucking Osborne. Bro, oh my God. You remember when I had Osborne by sub in that fight? You remember that? It was like plus like 2,000. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And he had him in that fight, dropped him and then had him in a fucking triangle. And I swear Lazy Boy was out. And that fucking psycho just didn't tap. And he won. Good for him. That was a great win. I think Borges. Yeah. Who do you got?
Well, I'm rethinking a little bit based on your breakdown. I do see where you're coming from here. But ultimately, I think, man, somehow, some way, Lazy Boy might get this done. Well, like you mentioned, Borjas, who he's fought. There's no shame in losing to Josh Van, obviously. And Alessandro Costa again. That's a nice fighter. No shame in that one. But I mean, he really who's he fought like that can. I think Lazy Boy can put a pace with the wrestling. I think. He's really not a good striker. Like you said, got knocked down by Ode. He swings like crazy, keeps his chin right up to be hit. But he's willing to take all those risks. I think I really haven't been impressed with Borjas's takedown defense. And I think that, the cardio probably is on Lazy Boy's side in this one. I know, Borjas trains at elevation, but we saw in the Josh Van fight a little bit. Josh Van was able to just, kind of get in his face and stay there and make him uncomfortable. So if Lazy is able to do that for, more than half of this fight, I definitely think that he can win minutes here just by taking Borjas down at an opportune time where both of them are clashing, and he just ends up, getting him against the cage and taking advantage, getting him down. If he's able to keep him there, for maybe 2 minutes out of the round, I definitely think he has a chance to win this fight. He also has some submission wins on his resume. This is a guy that will chase the submission if it's there. but yeah, the Ode Osborne fight was not good. It was not a good look. And Borjas has fought the better competition. It is a step down for him. So that's why it gives me a little concern here. But the crowd is going to be on Lazy Boy. I was doing, when I was doing my tape, I saw some of his clips on YouTube. I mean, this is a guy that I think the crowd is really going to get behind. He has like a lot of support in Mexico, I think. And not to say that he's a good fighter, but I mean, he's won
Having the
5 in a
crowd
row.
doesn't mean you're gonna win the fight.
Huh?
Having the crowd doesn't mean you're gonna win the fight.
No, of course. I'm not saying that's my main reason, but I mean, he's won 5 in a row. He's got momentum. Granted, he hasn't looked the best in all of them, but I do think that there's a clear path for him. I think there's also, a good chance that Borges could win this fight just by doing more damage, and win a 29-28 decision. But later in the fight, I mean, you even mentioned it. I think he's gonna have the edge late, and I think he's a hard guy to finish. Like, yeah, they dropped him and knocked him down, but he didn't finish him, and I think he's got a good enough chin to take Borjas's best shots and keep coming forward. So I'm gonna take Lazy Boy by. I put submission for some reason on Tapology, but I mean, it's possible, but I'm gonna say split decision. That's my ultimate pick. After hearing your breakdown, which I do respect a lot, I'm gonna say split decision, but I'm gonna say Lazy Boy gets it done.
Yeah, I like Borges. Tried saying generally an average Peru has higher altitudes in Mexico. Yeah. Facts.
That's true.
And also, like, I just don't think Lazy Boy's that good. Like, bro, that Dennis Bonder fight, he was getting beat up and then all of a sudden just subs him. Like, I don't know how the fuck that happened. Yeah, I like Borges. I think Borges wins. I'm on the other side. Yeah, I think he wins round 1, round 2. Round 3 kind of close. We'll see. Shout out Peru. Next fight, David Martinez versus Simon Oliveira. I'm going to be really quick, and you should as well. Simon Oliveira is horrible. Horrible. One of the worst, like, tails. Just one of the worst fighters, like, ever. I'll just say that. Like, God did not bless this man. 5'4", 66-inch reach. Why is the reach so specific? 66 point. Is he trolling? 66.9 inch? He might be trolling. He might have a 67-inch reach, and then he's just trolling and put 66.9. He might be a jokester. FBA, what are you talking about? 7,000 feet versus 0 feet training. What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? If you're talking about this fight, then yeah. Simon Oliveira is horrible. So bad. Does he kind of look like Oliveira?
Charles?
Do you see that? Charles Oliveira?
No.
My
I do not say Charles. I mean, maybe like the eyebrows.
Let me know. Does he kind of like, he looks like Oliveira's sperm, kind of. Like, if Oliveira like had sex with a white woman, I feel like this would kind of be the kid if he was 25.
Could be. He does have like the brows. I say the brows definitely. I can see the similarity there.
He's horrible. Like, everything about this Martinez, everything. Oliveira is horrible. Martinez is better everywhere. As FBA said, Martinez, the elevation training, everything, cardio, striking, anti-wrestling, everything. Maybe Oliveira shows up after USADA's gone after 2 years, and now he's like God because he's from Brazil, and they just shoot up over there. Like all the fighting nerds who are all on drugs. We'll get into that another time. I think Martinez smash minus 1,000 should be way bigger favorite, even though he's just a contender series guy and hasn't proved anything. Oliveira's that bad.
Yeah, not too much to add here. I have him by a first round knockout, and yeah, he does everything better, faster, more powerful, more intimidating, comes forward more. I mean, there's nothing not to like about this matchup for Martinez. I think he finishes the fight, and I think he does it early. I don't see how Oliveira has much success here at all. So yeah, I think this is similar to who got that first round knockout against that Korean dude recently. You know who I'm talking about, or anyways, there was
Hyder Emil.
No, it was like 2 cards ago. I'm forgetting.
You got
It was
one.
it was somebody from like Argentina or one of these South American countries. Anyways, there was a first round knockout that was very easy.
To do with anything?
No, it's just I'm saying, like, when it's easy to predict, it's easy to predict. This one's very easy to predict. First round knockout. There's no reason it shouldn't happen. So that's the pick. That's a common pick. I've seen a lot of people on the same thing, but so don't be surprised if the odds are blown out. But still, yeah, first round knockout is my pick here.
I'd just go inside the distance. I don't know if I trust him to get a first round knockout, but I think he definitely finishes the fight. Um, yeah, this is a wash, in my opinion. Wash. Should be a bigger favorite. Unless the odds makers know that he's on the roids. No, we try.
Everybody's on the roids, man.
You never know. How many more fights we got? 4 more fights. Did I skip any? I feel like we're going through
No,
this.
no, no. I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. Oh my God, this is a good fight. Raul Rosas, Vince Morales. You know, surprisingly, if this fight, sorry, I just saw that Grigor Dimitrov won. Fuck, I had money on Cerundolo.
Yeah, bro, that was an insane match. He even hurt his ankle at the.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to start. I didn't want to start. I didn't want to start.
Crazy match.
Uh, I think that surprisingly, if this fight was, I honestly think maybe I'm more concerned about Morales' cardio than Rosas, just because he hasn't been training in the. I don't know. Like I was thinking about that. Like at first, I'm like, okay, we've seen Rosas have bad cardio. Morales should win this fight by taking over late, and he has better striking, and he can hang on the ground. But I mean, Morales fought like a month ago, a little over a month ago. Hasn't been in elevation, just coming straight there. Rosas been at elevation for like a month now, but I don't know. He could just he's saying in his interviews that he wants to find a finish. So there's a chance that he just like goes for it and fucks up. I don't know, man. Fuck. This is a tough fight to call. First of all, this line nuts. Rosas minus 200 tops. Line is insane. I mean, the bet here has to be Vince Morales. But who wins the fight outright? I don't know. Bro, Morales is super tricky on the ground. A sneaky pick I like here is fight to end by sub. Like, bro, those fucking submission attempts Morales had Elijah Smith in were fucking insane, bro. What's his name is a dog. Elijah Smith is a. Did you watch that fight? Elijah Smith is a fucking dog for getting. Bro, Morales has some sick chokes, but at the same time, he's been subbed. So fight to end by sub or decision is probably. I mean, that's probably fucking -2. I honestly, I might go the dog, despite the cardio concerns. I have cardio concerns for both. That's the thing, and this might be a little too soon for Rosas. I don't know though. I don't know. It's tough. It's very tough. This is a very, very, very close fight to pick. Line is insane. Rosas is clear of Smith and grappling. Dude, I think Elijah Smith is a much better fight than Raul Rosas. Elijah Smith is really good. He's really good, and he's only 22. Great striking, great wrestling. His fucking wrestling game, dude. He was picking up fucking Morales and throwing him. That guy's really good. I don't think he's clear at all, actually. I think Rosas has some incredible submissions and is super lanky and can get you in weird spots, but overall, wrestling and grappling, mix them together. I think Elijah Smith is closer than you think. I'll say. I think Smith's a better fighter. That's besides the point. I'm worried about Morales taking this fight so soon, not being an elevation, but I still think I'm gonna pick him just because I don't. Rosas, he hasn't impressed me in these last 3 fights, like at all.
I don't know, man. It is definitely the line is a little wide. But for me personally, I think Morales is just a tough fighter for me to gauge. Like when I'm watching the tape a lot of the time, especially on the feet, I'm just like, his volume isn't there. Like on the feet, the volume is not there. And I think that recently, although Rosas hasn't been, all that impressive, I think he is still, looking to entertain and looking to try to finish fights. And I just think that he's going to be a lot faster than Morales here. I mean, the last couple of fights, Tercios also fights at such a high pace, and you kind of expected him to win that one and just edge him out, and he did. The Terrence Mitchell fight, what do you want him to do? He knocked him out, and
we don't talk about that fight.
I mean, he handled business though. He handled business, and then Erceg.
I'm just here to shine, man. Like
I'm here to steal all the shine, man. Terrence Mitchell,
the funniest
the black surfer, he knocked him out, and he knocked him out bad. And I was pretty impressed with the way he looked on the feet against Erceg Lang. Another tough fight where a lot of people were like, "Oh, this could be a trap. This could be a trap." And he unanimous decision. He did what he was supposed to. I think in this matchup, like, yeah, Morales is tricky. He's tricky, but he's 34. He's got 3 losses by finish. The last couple of fights, The Lapilus one, like, that's one that you can see how he would get lured into a decision loss, because it's not like Lapilus exudes offense, but he just is a smart, safe fighter, and then you can lure him into a slow fight, and he's content with that a lot of the time, Morales just being in a slower fight. I think Raul Rosas is gonna bring the fight to Vince, like, in a way that, I mean, Elijah Smith kinda did. I think he's gonna do that times 10, especially on the ground. I really think he's gonna chase, the submission early. I think, is there a worry that he's gonna get his back taken? I really don't think so. This is a guy that is so good at such a young age, and he's so good at one thing, and it's the best thing that you want to be good at is wrestling it and grappling. And I think having that as a base and having that in his back
Grappling,
pocket.
grappling. I don't know about wrestling. Grappling.
Okay, maybe not wrestling, but yeah, grappling, I think he has good enough wrestling to be able to rely on that at times against
And
the
I
guys.
think Vince Morales has good enough grappling to hang in there on the ground and not get.
Hang in there, though. Hang in there. Like, I don't really see Morales like reversing position and then, ending up on mount. I think at most we see Raul, because that's the one thing in the C-Rod fight, he got tired, right? He got tired in that fight, and it was a high pace that they were fighting at, but he put himself in a bad spot. He lost control and he lost momentum, and then he ended up kind of just getting dominated. But I don't think Morales is the type of guy to really do that. And I think on the feet, honestly, I trust Raul to look. This is a guy in Morales I've seen from a little bit of the tape that I did. He doesn't check kicks at all. I think Rosas has started to use that a lot more on the feet. I think his kickboxing is growing overall, and he's using those leg kicks well, as he did against Orichi Lang. And Morales doesn't like to get kicked in the legs. I think that the speed, and that's what I'm saying, just the speed advantage that Morales, that Raul is going to have, I think is enough to at least get him the early rounds. If the cardio is still maybe somewhat of an issue, then Morales, as a veteran, might start to do things late. But I'm confident in Raul, especially with the crowd, the chi wee wees, all that funny stuff that he's been doing, man. The crowd is going to be in his corner for sure, and I think he's got enough. I think he's got enough to really handle business, man. If he's what we think he is, then this is a fight he needs to win, and I'm gonna trust that he does it. So Raul Rosas by submission is my pick. I could see it early, I could see it late, but I think he's gonna run. He's gonna really look to finish this fight early, like he said he is.
Yeah. I think Morales can win the fight. I don't know. It's close.
He can. He can. I think the line is wide for sure. What is it? What is he? -3?
Minus 450.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. I thought it was -375 max. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the first time I checked.
Minus 480 on FanDuel.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're getting Morales at that price, then you low key gotta take a stab. If you do feel that he has a chance to win this fight, and then there is a chance, but I think it's a slim chance personally. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a good test for Raul, another solid veteran. But let's see.
Yeah, fair. Close fight. All right, next one, Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. I haven't really thought about this fight too much. Pyfer minus 300. I feel like that might be wide. I feel like Gastelum's got good enough cardio to hang in there. And after round one, I mean, I think Gastelum can really put a pace here. But Pyfer's live. Pyfer's live to get the knockout because he hits so fucking hard. Like, it's insane. And I feel like he can knock anybody out, despite if they have that granite chin. I don't know. I think it's a similar fight to Marquel Medeiros and Austin Hubbard. I think that early Medeiros, late Hubbard, what are the judges going to pick? I see that similar. I think that lines off. Yeah, I think Pyford should be more like minus 180, minus 200, not minus 300. I feel like that's kind of crazy because I think Gaston could put a pace. But again, this guy looks so good in that Barrial fight. I feel like that loss to Hermanson taught him a lesson. I feel like he needed that lesson early in his career. So yeah, I think I don't know. It's a tough fight to call. Does Gastelum get the pace going? I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It's tough. Who do you got? I'm curious. I want to hear what you got.
To be honest, I wish I could. I don't have a great read on this one either, but it's because Gastelum. Where is he at? Where is Kelvin Gastelum at? Like last time
He's
out,
been training in altitude for like a month, I believe.
That's good to hear, and he's still young in fight years, but he's been around for so long, like, he's been in the UFC or around the UFC since he was, like, 21, like, this guy has been around the game, he's been in some grueling matchups. The last time he finished somebody was when? The Michael Bisping the Michael Bisping one?
I don't know. Who cares,
Yeah,
man?
it was 2017, Michael Bisping. Last couple of fights, what are you gonna do? Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier, you're gonna lose those fights probably 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times. Israel Adesanya, Darren Till, what do you want him to do? I mean, and then Jack Hermanson is the only loss in there, 2020. I feel like you gotta kind of do better than that. But he got caught in a heel hook. That's Jack Hermanson. There's nothing too surprising about that. I mean, after that, Sean Brady, Chris Curtis, Daniel Rodriguez. He looked good against Daniel Rodriguez. I'll give him that. And like you said, the pace and the pressure is going to be the biggest thing. That's what I'm worried about here for Pyfer, because Pyfer's got stones in his hands. He's got crazy power, great boxing, and actually good wrestling as well. But I feel like he might slow down here, bro. I get a weird feeling that he might slow down. And if he does slow down and Kelvin just stands in there and hangs in and throws those fucking haymakers and even gets his offensive wrestling going. This is somebody in Kelvin that, I mean, he's had the matchups in the past where he's been able to, use it to a degree. And I think he did it a little bit against Curtis. He did it a lot against Ian Heinisch. He did it, well, he should have done it more against Israel Adesanya. That's why he lost, but that was time ago. But this is a good matchup technically for Kelvin to kind of do what he does best. But at the same time, it's a good matchup for Pyfer because you can kind of keep Kelvin at bay. You can work behind your lead hand. You can dictate kind of the pace of this fight with your offense. So, man, it's just, where do you think Piper's cardio is? I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say decision. I'm gonna say unanimous decision, Joe Pyfer, but it gets scary towards the end because Kelvin starts to come alive. But this is a fight that I really don't have a strong read on. Sorry, I couldn't help you out as much as you wanted. But yeah, what do you got? Who do you got?
I don't know. Tough.
It's
Really.
tough.
Oh man, I'll say Piper decision, honestly. I think he does enough early. Ah, yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't
stylistically, like the matchup against Burial, I thought was a really good matchup, but you know that Kelvin's gonna have more offense than Marc Andre Burial, right?
I might bet Gaslin. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna give you guys a pick because I'm not confident enough. But I
Yeah,
might bet
live bet maybe if it gets ugly in the first round
live
but
bet after
Kelvin's
round
still there.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Like, that's not a bad call, but yeah, I think he's the safer choice, Pyfer. The line is crazy, man. There's gonna be one of these big dogs is gonna pull off the upset. We're not gonna be surprised, but these prices are kind of crazy. Yeah, Pyfer, man, Pyfer, but not confident.
Yeah, I said what I have to say. FBS and Gaslin has been eating too many tacos. Yeah, I mean, if the guy was disciplined, he'd be at 170. If he had discipline. All right, let's move on. What do we got left? We got the co-main event. This is a great fight. Holy shit. Manuel Torres versus Dober. Again, I'm going to be quick on this because I think this line is nuts, and I think Dober should be minus 200 minimum. I like Dober, and I think he's going to wreck Torres as long as he escapes round one, and I think he does that because he is a fucking steel chin. I know he took a lot of damage against John Silva, but he's taken, I feel, the ample amount of time off, 8 months. Now he's back. Manuel Torres, he's going to fucking fight like drugs in the first 3 minutes, and he's going to fade like a motherfucker. I know he's in Mexico, but the guy still has shit cardio. Didn't mean to rhyme that, but it's facts. Didn't mean to rhyme that either. I think, yeah, after round one, I think Dober smashes. This line is nuts. That's all I really got.
Torres. What is behind that right now? I'm not on fight odds.
Dober minus 115.
Did he open as a dog, or
it's flipped back and forth,
bro? Because I saw him. I feel like I saw him as a dog, and when I first looked at the matchup, and I thought to myself, why is? But I could see, why. But it's all about how concerned you are about his durability, because this is the Crimson Chin. This is the legendary Crimson Chin. It did get cracked by Matt Frivola, but John Silva arguably hits harder than Matt Frivola, and he didn't get knocked out technically. He got doctor stoppage. So I think it's still there. I think the chin is still intact as much as it needs to be, because Torres is just, he's all power, man. He swings crazy shots in the pocket, and he's looking to take your head off. That's all he really does. And yeah, ultimately, I'm with you here. Again, we mentioned the cardio, but Drew Dober's trained at elevation his entire career, and it's been a reason that I feel like he's won a lot of fights because he looked better later and he's able to just prevail when those tougher fights start to wear on these guys. Because I mean, if you're throwing haymakers, not only are you having to worry about getting knocked out, but you're also worried about expending all that energy that it takes to swing these heavy shots. And Torres has shown that he can't really, he can't really maintain that pace, and it does start to affect his stamina. I think with Drew Dober, it's really not even close to that degree. I think he is able to push through and most of the time maintain that power through the later rounds. So yeah, Dober, I think this could be a flash KO in round one. This could be, a competitive round one and then a knockout for Dober in round two. But excuse me, I'm talking a lot. I do think that Dober, yeah, I think he's seen it all, man, and he's seen guys like this before, so he knows what to do.
Yeah, I think he survives round one. If Torres had offensive wrestling, maybe
Yeah,
because Dober doesn't have good takedown defense and he can get held down. We saw in that Moicano fight. But I just don't think the offensive wrestling's there for Torres. If Dober can just stay composed in round one, I think he smashes. I'm taking him pre, but I'll also take him live if he survives for sure. I like Dober here. Not much to be said. Surprised this line isn't wider. It really doesn't make sense to me at all. Main event: Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg. I like Moreno just because. How does Steve Erceg win this fight? Like, what's his path to victory? I just don't. I don't know. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to stick to the outside with his jab like he likes to with Moreno. Moreno's going to bring the fucking fight. And then if he gets into the war with Moreno, Moreno's going to win. And Moreno's going to hit him with shots. Then all of a sudden he's going to be at the legs without it. Ursac's not even going to see it coming. And Moreno's going to put a fucking pace on him. Look, I know a lot of people are looking back at that Royval fight that Moreno didn't look too good in and say, man, that was that elevation. He's not going to win this. But Royval, probably the greatest cardio in UFC history. Like, actually insane, that guy's fucking cardio. Insane. Erceg, we haven't seen anywhere near the same level of cardio. I'm not saying that his cardio is bad because it's not whatsoever. I think he's got really good cardio, actually. But the only thing here that I think Erceg does better than Moreno is hit harder. And Moreno has a steel chin, insane durability. I just don't see a path for Steve Erceg. I love both of these fighters. It sucks that this fight has to happen, but I love Moreno more, and that's not a bias pick because I genuinely do not see how Steve Erceg wins this fight. Any sort of style he fights here, Moreno's going to win. I think Moreno's not going to let him stick to his jab, and then when he brings him into that firefight, I don't see Erceg winning. Moreno, I think after this he should get a title shot.
yeah, bro, this is such a fun fight. I'm so excited for this, but they kind of did Steve a little dirty, bro, because I mean, the last fight was the loss to Kai Kara France. I really don't want to think about that one because I was so confident. When I say so confident, I was so confident in Astro Boy that he would be able to beat Kai Kara France, but that was my mistake because Kai Kara France is a seasoned veteran that's been around the division for a while, but styles make fights, man. We all know this by now. And Royval is as bad as a stylistic matchup as it gets for just about everybody in the division. I mean, you don't want to have to deal with somebody with that pace and that amount of unpredictability that you just can't really get a read on him. Even when you've been in there with him for like 4 or 5 rounds, you still don't know what he's about to do because he'll always just surprise you some way or the other. But Steve Erceg is pretty, he fights within himself. He doesn't really take a lot of chances. He is very accurate with his hands, and I love the fact that he has power at this division. You want guys that are able to knock people out, and he just ran into another one with Kai Kara France. But Kai Kara France is one that puts his head down and just throws looping shots and will catch you all the time. But Steve Erceg, man, he hits you and knocks you out with precise shots right down the pipe. And the thing about it is, you mentioned, like, even if he is going to win minutes on the feet, he's not going to knock out Brandon Moreno, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. This guy has taken the best of the best shots from Davis and Figueiredo, who's putting out guys that are fighting in the division above these guys. He's putting out 135ers. Meanwhile, Brandon Moreno's eating his shots for lunch. So I don't see Brandon Moreno getting finished by Erceg. And Brandon Moreno is a smart guy too. I mean, he even in those that trilogy with Davison, whenever it got testy on the feet, he always knew, well, this guy's not really expecting it. I'm gonna, blitz him and take him down and look to implement my offensive wrestling, my grappling. And Steve Erceg is one that, like, I don't think he's the most comfortable on the ground. I think that where he wants this fight to take place is on the feet at a distance, because that's where he'll have a lot of success with the boxing. But Moreno's got better kicks. I think he's faster. I think he puts combos together better. I think the minutes on the feet are going to be so freaking close between these two, because I think Moreno, there's a chance he eats a few punches from Erceg and then starts to back up, but eventually he's going to work his way back inside. What I fear for Erceg is that when this fight hits the mat, he's just outmatched. Like Moreno, he's got every submission in the bag, number one, and he's just able to hold people down when he needs to. So yeah, I could see. I really think it's going to be a close fight. I think a decision. I really don't see a finish here. But if somebody does get a finish, I think Moreno is the more likely guy. So I'm going to pick Moreno, man, in Mexico. The crowd cheering him on. It's a tough spot for Steve Erceg. Coming off of a knockout loss, this is just not great matchmaking on his end of the spectrum. But this is a fight that Moreno wins, man. I think he wins this fight at least, like 6-7 times out of 10, if not more. I think this favors him. So yeah, he's going to be my pick. Unanimous decision.
Yeah, I said my piece. I just don't see how Erceg wins this fight. FBS and Erceg is an elite scrambler.
He is. That's a good point.
Doesn't matter.
I thought about it.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. After the fight, after two.
Early. Yeah. As the fight wanes, it'll be Moreno. Yeah.
Yeah, agree. Didn't Royval gas against Pantoja? No, he didn't. He was that.
That was just pure heart from Alexandre.
Like, did not stop. He just kept getting taken down because he has horrible takedown defense, but insane cardio. I don't think your King Erceg is going to shock the world. We got Moreno, both of us. That's all we got. Rohan, fucking stop screen share. Any final words?
Hey man, enjoy this one. I think this is going to be a much better card than UFC London. London, Mexico, these crowds, they never disappoint, right? They're always there from the prelims to support their guys. So this should be a really, really fun fight. Be on the lookout, more content, Instagram, TikTok, all that. You know where to find us. And Discord. Hey, we're cooking in the Discord. Yes, FBA, we did forget the parlay sheet. We didn't forget, bro. We didn't forget.
No. Rohan, I was supposed to do it. That's my bad.
It's all good.
I got a new car, and that kind of fucked a lot of things up. This is the week. Definitely.
This is the week. There's good plays. There's a lot of underdogs.
Friday. For sure. Locked in. Yes. Yeah, that's all we got. Check out our Discord. This is a massive betting week for me. 2 big bets already on the money lines, and a lot of live betting. So if you're in the Discord right now, make sure you have notifications on, because there will be a lot of live bets because of the elevation. Yeah, this is a huge card. So everything Counterpunch, whether you want our bets or any of our socials, just click the link in the description. But for now, as I cue the outro music, that's all we got. We'll see you Friday. We will be back.
Yes, Friday.
Yeah, we're going to be back. Thank you guys very much. It's been fun. It's been Lucas and Rohan.
Peace.